As the Mughal Empire declined, Britain seized Indian territory and soon controlled almost the entire subcontinent. India was bursting with natural resources and a growing population. It became Britain's jewel in the crown, and Britain wanted full control of it. As financial and social problems rose for Indians, so did their feelings of resentment and nationalism. The British began to take advantage of the Indians and cause unrest. As the tensions increased, it would only take one slight aggravation and the Indians would take it no more. The British are ruining our lives.
Yes, I agree. They need to be removed.
Ever since they have been here, they've been taking more and more of our land. None of us feel secure with their corruption and inefficiency, and their administration creates even more political unrest.
At least you are wealthy enough to feed your family. Even starting out impoverished, when we join the army, we get paid considerably less than the British soldiers in the army. In India, the British economic policies were against our industry, and Indian handicrafts are collapsing and are becoming impoverished.
The British are not just destroying us, they're destroying our country.
In the army, I fought for many years with devotion, ever in difficult circumstances, and I'm still not recognized in any way. We even have to travel overseas, which means loss of caste for us, but the British still don't care.
We princes feel the same way, because even though we are the heads of this country, but under the doctrine of lapse, the East India Company takes control of the Indian states where the ruler died without an heir.
Our personal lives are interfered in our basic way of living. Traditional beliefs, value norms, and are seen as a threat to our religion. The Christian missionaries are also pretty much bribing people to convert. Military officials are abusing the name of Ram and Muhammad, our gods and goddesses, are ridiculed, and Western education with specialized technology is causing widespread fear.
Tensions are high, and might only be one more insult to India in order to start a rebellion.
By 1850, the British controlled most of India. In 1857, the new Enfield rifle was introduced and sparked controversy between the Sepoys and the British. The Enfield rifle had to be greased with beef and pork fat. The Hindus considered cows sacred, and the Muslims, who considered pigs sacred, were outraged by the new rifle.
Sir, a new shipment of animal fat has just arrived.
Good, now go hand it out to each of the soldiers. They will need to grease the rifles.
Sir, I have heard from somewhere that fat of cows and pigs are offensive to the sepoys. This might cause some conflict between us and the sepoys.
It's just some animal fat. If we can use it without any trouble, why should they not be able to use it?
Sir, to them it goes against their religion and their traditions. I don't think it would be right to force them to use something offensive. I have also heard from around that the sepoys think that we are trying to break their caste system with the animal fat.
We're not trying to break their caste system in any way. This is simply a way to load the rifles for our soldiers. And who cares about the religion or caste system anyway?
Sir, this issue might become worse and cause rebellion. There's also a growing concern in our population that we are trying to convert them to Christianity. The sepoys think that the Europeans are trying to take away their traditions and are westernizing them.
We're all in India for its resources and its benefits that it gives to England. Our goal is to make England very wealthy. And we fought for this country, and it's very rich, so we should have full control for it.
Sir, this is a huge issue we have on our hands. The East India Company might lose India if anything does happen. There are a lot more sepoy soldiers than there are British soldiers. The animal fat might be the only thing needed to spark a rebellion.
Enough of the complaining. Nothing will happen between us and the sepoys. We're sure there's a solution we can find to replace the animal fat. Now go and hand out the supplies to our soldiers.
Yes, sir.
Prior to the mutiny, British imperialism in India had been a private enterprise. British interests in India were managed by the British East India Company. The East India Company's rule in India came to an end and was replaced by direct rule by the British government.
It's a trap!